It's the grandson of Right Thought. This message is directed to all the targeted individuals. I don't mean like people that just woke up, think they know something, you know, just found out that there's chemtrails in the air, and just found out that, you shouldn't be eating the GMOs and getting vaccines. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that have grown to their spiritual maturity. Those ones that's carrying their cross. Those ones that have suffered being ostracized, cut off, black sheep, have taken the L's, have taken the losses, have had betrayals, have come to find the pearl of great price, the elect. Well, this message is for y'all, and I'm gonna speak real to y'all. See, because y'all have grown in your maturity where you know good from evil. You know actually what it is. See, because when we grew up in the world, when we were immature, we grew up in a world where we were taught that good was evil, evil was good. Okay? And now here we are, we find ourselves a chosen generation fighting against the ways of this system. We were chosen for this. We were elected for this very reason. And so you shouldn't be surprised when you meet opposition in this world. Our master already told us. See, because we're of an elect priesthood, a hated priesthood in this world. You see, and they got their own little priesthood set up. The Catholics, the Jesuits, got their little priesthood against you. But you're of an elect priesthood, and what comes with that is a lot of responsibility. You're gonna have to be brave and be strong, see, because those around you, they're gonna be hating on you, trying to see your downfall because they love this system. See, they want to fight for this system to survive. You're fighting to tear it down and to restore a new system of freedom, of love, and of truth. You see, we meek, we humble people. Remember, I'm speaking to the elect. I'm not talking to nobody who's not rocking in this truth and maturing it. Because you got to be mature to be in this truth, see? Because I'm about to say some things to you that may come strange. So I'm going to speak real to you. I'm going to speak the language of this world to you because that's the only language that y'all understand. You see? I'm not going to come to you like no preacher. None of the elect, we ain't going to come to you like these pulpit preachers. They're not going to come to you as the way you think they're going to come to you. They're going to come to you in rough clothing, camel's hair, eating locust and honey, living in the wilderness. Strange to this world. And they want to stifle all that fire you got in you. See, because we are the elect, we are real men and real women. And so when we speak, we speak with authority. And those around us are shocked when they hear it. They know it's the truth, but they hate it. Because they feel like you being their mama, you being their daddy, something that they never had before. But see, we elect generation, we are the mamas and the daddies. Can't you feel it by now? That you the mama and the daddy out there when you dealing with your own mama, your own daddy, your own siblings, your own co-workers, your own friends. Can't you tell that you mothering them, you fathering them? They just don't know. I told you, you're a peculiar generation. You're not just any old generation. You're a chosen generation for this purpose. Kids don't go outside and play outside no more. Get skin their knees, elbows like we used to. Drink water out the water hose like we used to. Play in the water fire hydrant like we used to. They don't go outside. You wouldn't sit in front of that video game. You wouldn't sit in front of that computer. You wouldn't sit in front of that phone. So you different. And this whole generation I'm talking to, y'all need to embrace that shit. And don't let these heathens tell you nothing different, man. Don't try to let them steer you out of being who the fuck you are. See, they don't like when I use words like that. They don't like when I use words like fuck, bitch, hoe, slut, motherfucker. They don't like this. But these are words that they use. And they don't have no problem with it. You go to watch a comedy show, you listen to the way the comedian speak, but you listen to what he's saying, you laugh, you clap, you pay your money to hear this nigga talk. And he talking to you crazy, talking about dick and pussy and fucking and all kind of wicked shit. But you pay your money and you listen to that and you laugh. But when somebody giving you truth and love, you say, hey, you're not supposed to use those words when you talk to me. Where? When? Says who? Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Because the truth is divisive, okay? This shit rubs people the wrong way that are living in wickedness and living in lies. But I want to tell you as elect, you're going to have to come into your own truth and fuck them. You see how they feel. These gang stalking ass motherfuckers that ain't nothing but programs, running off a program. And once you see the program, you start dealing with them, you notice you have to deal with them all the same way. That's telling you that they AI. That's telling you that they artificial. Because they all go by a standardized program like robots do, see? But you're unique. You're a creative being. You see? You're a co-creator with the Most High. So you go against the grain. That's what creator can do. He can go against the grain. He doesn't create based on what he sees. He creates what he wants. He creates what he desires. See, and you are of that ilk. As the child of the Most High, you were born with that same thing. You were created in his image to create. They are not, because they are not children of the Most High. Your master already told you all this. He called them a brood of vipers. So people talk about me. They say, oh, man, you talk harsh. Shit, man. For a man of God, you're supposed to be some man of God. Well, how do men of God speak? Read your book and tell me how they spoke. That shows you ain't been reading your words, see? Every time a prophet opened his mouth, it was divisive. It caused problems. Every time a person of truth spoke up, he was hated. He was killed. He was murdered. He was ostracized. He was black sheeped. He was gang stalked. He was plotted against. You see? It's always been that way. So it ain't no different now. Ain't shit changed. So you as the elect, you got to understand that. You got to know you at war. And you a warrior. So you want to be a goody two-shoes. That shit ain't going to work out here in the field. You see? Or out here on the battlefield, that shit ain't going to work. You got to get with this shit. You got to look at your enemy in the eye face to face. Get in the mud with his ass like, what's up, nigga? I'm here with you. What's up? I know what you thought about me. I know what you thought. I would never talk that way. I would never smoke that. I would never drink that. I would never eat that. It's your own misconceptions. You don't know what the fuck you dealing with here. See? I know my master. My master said, hey, man, they call me a glutton. So what you think they're going to call you when you eat? What did they call it? They said, man, he ain't satisfied. John was fasting. John the Baptist, he fasted. How did they treat him? I come eating. What did they say about me? So these people can't be satisfied with nothing that you do, so give it to their ass raw. Fuck it. They can't judge you no way. The Most High is the judge of all of this. And see, when you start telling them the truth, they start saying you judging. They don't even know what judgment is. They say when you tell somebody that the truth of something that you're judging, this is the craziest shit I ever heard of. So when you lie, you're not being judgmental, but when you tell the truth, you are. Okay. You see the logic of this fucking wicked ass world? You see their logic? They live in fear and lies. You gotta lie to everybody. Hey nigga, when your wife come home and she wearing that dress, that shit don't fit her good, that shit look fucked up, tell her that. Oh, but that's wrong. Tell her that looks good. And lie to her. No, tell her the truth lovingly. No, baby, that ain't it. Nope, that ain't working. You knew it when you put the shit on, didn't you? Yep. Call it like it is. And fuck their feelings. They go, oh, don't talk like that. Don't use those words. It's so harsh. Okay, they say you harsh, but Yahusha went in the temple, flipping over tables, whipping people with a whip. And they want to tell you harsh. And they say they serve Yahusha. See what I'm saying? They don't even know who they serving. They don't know their own master. What does he say? Israel don't know. He don't know the master's crib. He don't know his owner. Read Isaiah chapter 1 and tell me that's not what it say. Verse 3. So when you come to a place, you got to get You got to get down on a frequency of a vibrational frequency to those who are lost in that world to raise them out of it. You have to communicate with them. You have to condescend to that level to those who are lost. Just like Yahusha taught us. He took on the form of a servant so that he could redeem those who were lost. Even though he himself was a royal, and those he came to redeem also were royals of the household of faith. The family. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. The family. See? The family of Israel. That's what house means. The family. He says, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the family of Israel. The royal family that's gone astray. So don't worry about these damn heathens, man. Be not of this world, be ye transformed. Don't worry about the shit that they're pulling on you. Don't worry about the shit that they're saying about you. Don't worry about the shit that they're saying about what you know, where you learned it from, how you're brainwashed, how your ass is crazy, how you're always tripping, you're always talking some crazy shit. Don't matter what the fuck they say. They don't know what the fuck going on. They don't know what's going on. They're caught up in this movie that they're being shown every fucking day on TV and on social media. They're still caught up on social media. Niggas are still talking about voting. Okay? Their minds are completely separated from the truth, from being freed of that system. They're still fighting to uphold it. So let them fight for it, and you keep moving. And when they throw the shit at you, don't let none of it stick to you. Because that's all they're going to do is do the shit doo-doo test. They're just going to throw shit at you to see what sticks, to see what gets you emotional, in other words. I'm speaking to the elect, and if you're listening, then you better listen clear. It's about your emotions. It's about your feelings. It's about riling up your emotions to get you to take it personal. But see, when you fight me, you fighting against a ghost, motherfucker. And you know why? Because you ain't fighting against me. I'm not giving you my thoughts. I'm not giving you my ways. I'm not giving you my instructions. I'm giving you the instructions of my master, Yahusha. I'm giving you what he taught. He said, if you stand on truth and love, you have fulfilled the law. You have fulfilled my commandment, which is to love one another as I have loved you. So then if I do that, then I'm fulfilling my master's commandments. Now, whoever master you give your allegiance to, then you follow him. And if you say yourself, well, then follow yourself. That's fine too. But you're not going to find a chink in this teaching that I'm giving you, which is truth and love. You can't find a chink, a notch, a dent, a crack in that shit or nothing. You all will submit to it in the end, the rock of truth, which is the cornerstone that was rejected, just like you were rejected, you see? So if you're part of the body of Christ, which the scriptures attested to, the body, which is one body. We're all parts of one body. We're all cells in that one body called Christ. We're all members of the one body. With Yahusha being our head of the body, you see? Being all one in one body, in one man. The body of Christ. And once you understand that, then you come into oneness with that. And everything on the outside of that is a disease. It is a cancer. See, we're in the body purging the cancer out of it with truth and love, see? Which is what the body of Christ is built on. Nothing but truth and love. His ways, not our own. We defer our ways, our will, over to the Most High. We don't seek our own. And all of you who are seeking it, well, what are you seeking in today's world? Because everything is falling the fuck apart with this so-called system that they got here. You see? It's all falling. So don't worry about these deceivers. Don't worry about these liars. Don't worry about their system. Don't worry about the stress you're going through. Don't worry about the people that are hating on you. Don't worry about your mom that fucking don't want to talk to you. Don't worry about your dad that cut you off. Don't worry about your girlfriend that don't want to fucking see you no more. Don't worry about your wife that cheated on you and had somebody else's baby. Don't worry about your man that don't want to fucking be with you and want to fuck everybody else and shit. Don't worry about that shit no more, because we are not of this world with all they drama and all they bullshit and all they ickiness and all they nasty ass ways. Choose none of his ways of the heathen, and we choose none of them. We choose none of the ways of the oppressor. We understand that we've been oppressed by a fucking heathen. We choose none of his ways. So go ahead and hate me for it. Throw the shit at me. You're not throwing it at me. You're throwing it at my father, not me. So have fun, because none of it will stick to truth and love. So keep on throwing from hell where you are, because pretty soon it will be a void in between the two. We won't be able to reach back and forth no more like we used to. Go over there, still try to hang out with these so-called family members of ours. There'll be a time we ain't going to be able to do that anymore. Division. Severing. Truth from the fakes. The reals from the AIs. The organic from the conventional. However words you want to put this shit. That's what's happening. So they don't get caught up in this shit, wasting your time, worried about, stressing about how people feel about you, what they feel about how you bring in this truth, or how they feel about whatever the fuck they feel like. What would you rather have me say then? What would you guys rather hear today? Okay then. So like I said, you just keep giving it to them raw. You targeted individuals. And when the time is right, don't worry about it. You're going to be justified. Because wisdom is justified of all her children. So if ain't nobody listening to you today, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because right now it's about unity. It's about unifying in the spirit. Abba going to do that for us. Don't worry about it. He got it. He's controlling all of this. And for all of you who think that your enemy got all this control over this system, oh, he controls the weather, he controls the food, he controls. His pride deceived him. He ain't got no fucking control. Since when does the Most High, of creator of all things, going to create something and give it all over to someone else without having any type of fail-safes in place? He's sovereign over all, guys. Okay? And once you rest in that, you'll be all right. You won't be stressing about this dumb shit no more. So like I said, I just want to encourage you targeted individuals, y'all who have been confused about what's been going on in your life. Why these people have been hating on you. Why these people have been coming at you. Why they hold you to this crazy ass, high ass standard. Do this shit. You cuss, you're wrong. And they do all the wicked shit in the world. But when as soon as you try to do anything that they deem as wicked, then they condemn you. Now you know why. See? Targeted. Because you're different. Because you seek after the Most High's ways. Because you seek after the kingdom of heaven. And they're there to block you from it. So you're going to let them block you today? Or you're going to say, fuck it. And be you. Shalom, Yisrael.